Hey, beautiful people, how are you guys doing today? This is Charity Barrier Jones with Gumbo for the Soul. This series is transitioning to conversations with my father because I just met my father after not knowing who he was for 40 years. So, this episode that you're about to watch is we're 30 days in. We've known each other for 30 days. And we sit down and we watch the story of how we found each other. So we're going to laugh, we're going to reflect, and you guys get to witness that. Drop us a blue heart in the comments. Please drop us a blue heart in the comments to let us know that you're walking on this journey with us. You'll get to see the surprise, the emotion, and kind of where we are at now, 30 days in. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you guys have a blessed day and the day that you deserve. Peace. All right, so we're gonna watch a special presentation. This is you're gonna get reactions from myself and my dad.
Who are my people? Well, what if the answer was out there, waiting quietly in your DNA, waiting for the right time, the right tools, and the right person to bring it to light? This is the story of Danielle, a woman who carried her mother's name, her mother's love, but not her mother's answers. Until now. Hi, I'm Laura Olmstead. I'm a genetic genealogist and the founder of DNA Angels. We're a nonprofit organization devoted to helping people uncover their truth and their biological roots. For over 6 years, we've walked with people through some of the most emotional, redemptive, and life-changing moments of their lives. And every once in a while, there's a case that comes along that doesn't just move me, it grounds me. It's unforgettable. Danielle was born into a world of uncertainty. Her mother was tragically her mother was only 3 years old. How heartbreaking, right? Danielle's grandparents were there to pick up the pieces. They adopted Danielle. They gave them their love, the stability of a family home, a family name, but even surrounded by care, there was always something missing. Danielle didn't know who her father was. She had no photos, no stories, just a hole in her heart and a lifetime of questions. And as an adult, she decided to try something new, a DNA test. And that's where we came in. She uploaded her results, looked at her matches, and started following the threads. The names were unfamiliar, lines connected to people she'd never heard of. There were multiple names that were common within her matches, surnames like McGowan, Smith, Harris, names that pointed to a region she'd never even been to, people she'd never met. One name kept surfacing in common with her names was Elijah Sanders. Now, she didn't know who he was or why his name was listed on so many trees, but she felt like there was a connection to Elijah. It was a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. A match popped up, someone we'll call Valerie, first cousin once removed. Now, Danielle reached out and she didn't get a response, but it was enough to get us moving. Through DNA triangulation and family tree building, we identified Danielle's paternal grandparents as Walter and Evelyn Sanders. They had several children, 3 daughters and 3 sons. So using centimorgan ranges, shared matches, and timeline alignment, one name stood out. His name was Elijah Sanders Jr. Every fit. The age, the location, the military background. He served at the same time and place as Danielle's mother, and there were no conflicts with the match network. It was him. What's more is Elijah wasn't just anybody. He was a respected public historian, a man who spoke passionately about honoring ancestors and preserving family legacies. I was so impressed with this dad. I was kind of starstruck. Danielle was nervous. She had waited her whole life for this answer, but reaching out felt like another unknown. So I offered to make the call. You know me. So I dialed the number. I was ready for anything. When Elijah answered, I introduced myself and I explained why I was calling. I shared Danielle's mother's name and the time frame. There was a long pause, then a quiet, almost stunned, wow. He didn't get defensive. He didn't deny the story. He didn't deny the name. He listened carefully, respectfully, and I really respected that. He gave me a chance to talk, and I felt like I was being heard. He said that he needed time to process what I had shared, and I completely understood. I thanked him for listening, for his contributions to our community, and I told him I respected whatever steps he chose to take next. I'd seen this kind of reaction in this work, from slammed doors to joyful tears, but something in Elijah, something in his voice, told me this story wasn't over. I had a feeling about Elijah. Besides, he was a member of our community, and I knew how much family meant to him because he speaks about it, right? Just a few days later, Elijah reached out to Danielle. His first message was gentle. He said, I'm ready for conversation one of ? And that's an ongoing theme they have. Conversation 7 of ? Just indicating that he was ready and there could potentially be a future. That's what the question mark meant. And one of his first questions to her was, how did your mother pass away? Danielle answered honestly. She shared that her mother died when she was just a toddler and that her grandparents raised her with love. And in that moment, something shifted. They began talking, slowly at first, carefully, but the door was open. And now they're building a new kind of relationship. They even started a YouTube series together. It's a lighthearted way to connect. So they play this game called This or That, where each one writes down a preference, like chocolate or vanilla, mountains or a beach, and then they talk about their answers. It's brilliant. It's playful. It's healing. It's a father and daughter catching up on years they never shared, one question at a time. They do this over Zoom and they record it, and then they post little clips of it. Now, I won't go into the details of what happened between Danielle's parents. That's their story to tell. In fact, Danielle and Elijah are co-authoring a book to share their journey on their terms and in their time. This is a brand new story, y'all. It's only been less than a month since they were introduced to each other. But what I will say is this: no matter how many cases I work on, stories like this never lose their magic. The courage it takes to ask, who am I? The grace to answer, you belong. If this story touched your heart, let Danielle and Elijah know that you're cheering them on. Drop a green heart in the comments in a sign of solidarity and support. And follow the link at the end of this video to watch some of their conversations. I promise they'll make you smile. I'm going to put it in the description, and I'm going to put a link. I'm going to pin a link to Danielle and Elijah's YouTube channel in the comments, so it'll be at the very top. So stories like this happen because someone cared enough to give. Their gift helps us reunite families, uncover the truth, and bring peace to those who have spent a lifetime of wondering.
All right. So, where do we?
Yeah, that's a lot, and that's how it went down. Yeah, it was about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah. So, and as stated, yeah, we're building, we're taking this thing places where I think others should be. So as many who would like to come along for the ride, I think you should. Because I think you can learn something from us. I'm certainly doing my part to do it properly. So there.
So you agree with everything that she said?
that's how it went down. So yeah, she recounted just perfectly.
So also when you said about the 30-day thing, uh yeah, so you found out exactly 30 days from your birthday. It was exactly 30 days from your birthday. Because
That's
it was on the 8th of last month.
yep. And my birthday is August 8th. Yeah.
So I felt like that was like another way, when you talk about the ancestors, I know I was like, yeah, that's because they didn't want you to go like another year without,
Without you.
yeah, and they was cutting it close, but hey, they did what they do.
They did what they needed to do
Yeah,
to get this. Yeah. So go ancestors.
there you go. There it is. Yep. Well, I say, uh, uh, yeah, I am happy. Yeah, that's my reaction. Is that I am extremely happy. Like I have said, this is all brand new for me too. And I have learned a lot in this last 30 days. I have learned a lot about myself, and a lot about you as well. And yeah, like I said, when I first typed your name into the computer and all your pictures popped up, I was like, no, that cannot be that cannot be the right person. But I was drawn to your name, like you said in the video. I was drawn to your name, and I did feel like that could possibly be you. And I was like, nah, that can't be that can't be who that is. Turned out, uh, I was drawn to you for a reason. So, but yeah, I'm happy with what we're building and how things are going. Yeah, I feel like you're doing a great job. Yeah, so there's that. My boys have a grandpa, like my baby says, grandpa. They have a grandpa now, and yeah, I'm learning more and more. Like I said about myself, like you said, we're healing out loud. All the things. The other day was pretty emotional for me, but that's a good thing, to be able to tap into them and actually just sit with them and be able to feel them, and experience, what that feels like. To have like a healthy, positive, parental relationship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so we get to hang out in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
So in Louisiana.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Where look, not I gonna say where that's not where it started, but yeah, but imagine that.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
Mhm.
I
Anything
know it's going.
anything else you want to share without giving away too much information from the book?
Um, from our book.
Mhm.
No, I think I'm good for now. Yeah, I think some things uh, let them wander. Let them wander. We'll let them know just enough. We'll bring them to the edge, and then we'll leave a cliffhanger. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
gonna be a period right there.
yeah. Uh-huh.
But I would like to say this though, is that I do appreciate the fact that you have opened my eyes, to a lot of things with what you do, with the slave dwelling project, because it's like a lot. It's almost like how you have something and it's like laying dormant within you. So it's like a lot of the information that you are sharing and have been sharing. Like I said, I've read about it, I've learned about it, maybe a while back, a long time ago, but I never was able to put like a face to it or a feeling, you know what I'm saying? A face or a
Mhm.
feeling to it. And I never took it personal enough to do anything about it. So it's like now, uh, I feel like a renewed sense of responsibility, you know, I guess for myself and for my boys too, you know, because I felt like I was doing it, as far as like being in the classroom, you know, and I always, tried to, tell them, the truth of things, even though we had textbooks, I'd always try to tell them, the truth. But then with homeschooling my boys, I'm always trying to, tell them the truth about things. But it's like now I have like a renewed sense of truth telling, uh, you know, and that comes from, us building what we're building, because you're extremely passionate about that. So it's like I feel okay to be passionate about it too, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but this passion goes too far sometimes. It needs some tempering. It needs some governing. And and you've been that,
Okay.
which I think is good.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's the thing we need to corral together,
Mm-hmm.
because I know together there's great potential here, but that potential has to be used properly. As I say, use your powers for good and not evil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I was kind of about to venture into that evil, and I think I'm a little more grounded now. You help me say things in a manner that's more welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I wanna, I wanna kill a fly with a sledgehammer, but you kind of bring me back from the brink. So
uh,
that's a good thing.
like you said, honey instead of vinegar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and we need that. That's certainly necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more calming, so it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say to that end, uh, my thought process is like that, where it can be like a tornado, like, because I multitask and I'm thinking of like 15 things at one time. Like right now, I have two screens. And normally, when I'm working on a project, I'm working on more than one thing at one time. But you also help me to focus, and hone in on one thing. So that's a good thing too, because that's a good balance to have, like you said. So it's a good balance for me to have instead of always doing 15 things at one time, to hone in and focus, because you can give that one thing, like your best, your best work, your best effort, pretty much. So yeah, I think, like you said, people will be able to tell, when we enter into each other's lives, because I'm also working on boundaries too, in a lot of situations, and I didn't have that before we met. So we're learning a lot from each other, I think. It's a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm especially liking you easing my fear of AI. And I think AI is a generational thing in wanting to accept or reject it.
Um,
Um, and before you was just total rejection. I don't need I didn't like it. And there's still some things I don't like about it, but I'm certainly more receptive to it. I have seen how it can be used for good, and I have employed it for good, of course, filtered through you, but it it works. So there.
yeah, so that's a good thing. So it's good we learning from each other. And I feel like that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter, the age. Like I think I told you that before. I do like that about you, is that you're open minded. You're not closed minded and just like shut off. But like you said, maybe you were before about certain things. But I'm glad that you are, because I had already experienced that, before. And so our relationship, I don't think would not be as good as it is, if you were, what I'm saying, closed minded. But I feel like you've been really open minded, so far.
Closed-minded are in jail or dead. Those are options too.
Right, right. Yes, yeah, we talked about that too. Yeah, we did. Yeah, those were options on the table. Well, I'm glad it turned out like this. Yeah,
Yes.
this was the best. Hey, this was the best ending. I think best result. And that's the other thing I wanted to say too is that since we went on this journey, and the group, like it's a couple of support groups that I'm in, and I see them talking about, how things don't always turn out positive. So I'm thankful, that this has been so positive. Like I'm extremely thankful. This has been uh extremely positive compared to some of the stories that I've heard and some of the stories that I've read. So yeah, I'm glad it's turning out to be positive.
Yeah. Well, we can't forget what we both tell ourselves, that this is healing out loud.
Right.
Um, you know, not being afraid of the unknown, because we're venturing into the unknown. So there.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else you want to add? I think this has been a good emotional talk. This is new for me, talking about emotional stuff. I think it's been a
Yeah.
good talk.
Yeah, well, guys, just know that sometime in the future you will encounter, or you should encounter, um, counter us somewhere, somehow. You're doing it now through social media, whether you know. Um, if you have not subscribed to any of my social media, please do. And likewise for Charity, please tap into all of her social media, because she's got a message. She's got a message for someone who needs to hear it. Um, so peace.
It still feel funny when you be saying my name. I just had to throw that in there. All right, peace.
Hey, beautiful people, how you guys doing? Thank you for sticking it out with us. That was a tough episode for the both of us emotionally. To just sit back and reflect and be extremely thankful and grateful for how far we've come. We're 30 days in, and we know, every story doesn't have the same result as ours. So, shout out to the DNA Angels for everything they did to bring us together. Shout out to the family members on his side for everything they did to help bring us together as well. If you are going through a journey that's similar to ours, drop us some blue hearts. And even if you're not, just drop us some blue hearts in the comments. We thank you guys and we appreciate it. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Be on the lookout for our book that we're co-authoring together. I will drop the link for my current book, and I will also drop the link for his website as well. So you guys have a blessed day and the day you deserve. Peace out.